Somewhere out there right now, a planet is falling through the dark with no sun to orbit. No star, no year, no seasons. Just an endless drift through nothing. That's the tame one. At the other end of this catalog sits a star that has been measured more than once as older than the universe that supposedly made it. A number so wrong that either the star is a mistake or the timeline of everything is. In between, a world where it rains molten glass sideways at 7 times the speed of sound. A planet that appears to have been born from the wreckage of its own star's death, and a black hole so massive it could swallow our entire solar system whole and still have room left over. These are 7 objects sitting in real astronomical catalogs that, by the rules of physics as we understand them, should not exist. Number 1. The Starless Wanderer, called as rogue planets. We start with the quietest one on the list, and it's already breaking a rule you didn't know existed. Every planet needs a star. Rogue planets have no sun at all. They were either flung out of their home systems by a gravitational shove from a bigger sibling or, stranger still, some of them may have formed completely alone, condensing straight out of a gas cloud the exact way a star does, just without ever gathering enough mass to ignite. And here's the part that makes no sense. Some estimates suggest there could be more rogue planets drifting through our galaxy than there are actual stars in it. Trillions of worlds, and not one of them has ever seen a sunrise. But take that same starless darkness and put a sun back into the picture. Press the planet in so close and crush it under so much heat and pressure that its insides stop behaving like rock at all. Number 2. The Diamond World, called as 55 Cancri. 55 Cancri is a super-Earth, roughly twice our planet's width, orbiting so close to its star that 1 full year there takes 18 hours. The side facing the star sits near 3,900 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt steel like candle wax. But one leading theory about its interior is the part that made headlines. If the planet's core is carbon-rich, rather than the oxygen-rich mix ours is, the pressure inside could be turning huge portions of it into solid diamond, a world potentially worth more in raw material than every economy on Earth combined. And scientists still argue about whether that's actually what's down there. Even the specimens in this catalog come with question marks. But solid stone, pushed hot enough, doesn't just sit there. On the right kind of world, it starts to fall from the sky. Number 3. The Glass Rain World, HD 189733-B. From a distance, HD 189733-B looks almost gentle. A deep, cobalt blue marble, the same color as Earth from space. It is nothing like Earth. Winds there have been modeled at over 5,400 miles per hour, about 7 times the speed of sound, and the atmosphere is thought to carry silicate particles, the same mineral family that makes up glass, blown sideways instead of falling down. You wouldn't just get wet standing in that storm. You'd be sandblasted by shards moving faster than a rifle bullet in a wind that never stops, on a planet you can see from a telescope on your own back porch. Now, take a world violent enough to fire glass sideways, and imagine one that isn't circling a living star at all. It's circling the corpse of one, and it shouldn't have survived the funeral. Number 4. The Planet Born from a Star's Death, PSR B1257 + 12. In 1992, astronomers confirmed the first planets ever found outside our solar system. They weren't orbiting a warm, friendly sun. They were orbiting a pulsar, the collapsed, spinning corpse left behind after a star detonates as a supernova. This pulsar spins over 100 times every second, bathing anything nearby in a radiation flood equivalent to standing in the blast radius of a nuclear detonation. Except it never stops, second after second, forever. A supernova should have vaporized anything in that neighborhood. So the leading theory is stranger than survival. These worlds likely didn't survive the explosion at all. They formed after it, condensing out of the wreckage disk the dying star left behind. This isn't a planet that beat death. It's a planet built out of it. But if a planet can be born from a star's death, what do you call a star that's old enough that its own death might already be overdue by trillions of years? Number 5. The stars that cannot die. Yet, red dwarfs. Red dwarfs are the most common stars in the galaxy. Small, dim, unremarkable. And they are, without exaggeration, nearly immortal. Models put their lifespans at trillions of years. The universe itself is only 13.8 billion years old. That means if you scaled a red dwarf's full life to a single human lifetime of 80 years, the entire history of the universe so far, galaxies, stars, us, would only account for the star's first few months. This is the part that makes no sense. Not a single red dwarf has ever died of old age. Not one in the entire history of everything. We are watching newborns. But stretch a star's mass instead of its lifespan, and eventually you stop making a bigger star. You start making something gravity itself can't hold together as matter anymore.
Number 6. The black hole that outsizes galaxies, TON 618. It is one of the most massive black holes ever measured, an estimated 66 billion times the mass of our Sun, packed into a single point. Its shadow, the region light itself can't escape, is wide enough that you could line up our entire solar system, Sun to past Pluto, more than 20 times across it end to end. And here's the part that breaks intuition. This dark object is also a quasar, one of the brightest single things in the observable universe, outshining entire galaxies, because the matter falling toward it is torn apart and superheated before it ever crosses the point of no return. But size isn't actually where physics breaks worst in this catalog. Time is. And nothing breaks time worse than a single, ordinary-looking star, sitting quietly in our own galactic backyard.
Number 7. The star older than time. The Methuselah star HD 140283. 190 light-years away, sits a star catalogued simply as HD 140283. Astronomers nicknamed it the Methuselah star, after the oldest man in the Bible. The nickname undersells it. Early measurements put its age at roughly 16 billion years old. The universe, dated from the Big Bang itself, is 13.8 billion years old. A star, apparently, older than the thing that was supposed to have created it. Refined measurements since have narrowed the gap. Better distance readings pull the estimate down to around 14.5 billion years, give or take, with the error bars wide enough that it could technically be younger than the universe, after all. But here's the part that still makes no sense. The central estimate, the best single number astronomers can offer, still lands right at the edge of impossible. Not comfortably younger, right at the line. Every other specimen in this catalog broke a rule you could point to. Heat, gravity, radiation, scale. This one is different. It isn't failing a rule of matter. It's quietly failing a rule of time itself. Sitting right there in the night sky, 190 light-years from your rooftop, daring anyone to explain it. 7 objects. A planet with no sun, a world that might rain diamonds, a storm that fires glass at 7 times the speed of sound, a planet built from its own star's grave, stars too young to have ever died, a black hole too big for a galaxy to hold, and a star that, by the numbers, might be older than existence itself. The universe doesn't ask permission before it breaks its own rules. Comment Methuselah if you made it all the way to the star older than time. And if this catalog kept you up at night the way it should have, the algorithm only knows you survived it if you leave a like.